Now we're talking about you, Mike, and
We're talking about
we're
you, man.
reminding everyone what you did at the expo and at the Olympia, and rebringing it to life. I'm sure that the same video you tried to get taken down is right back in this limelight again, Mike. So good on you. Good business move for you to
It's
remind the entire world what you did at the expo and how you pussied out against Tanner. And
100%, man.
okay,
Until you understand what's going on, and this guy Mike Van Wyck, man, I haven't thought about this guy since the 2023 Olympia.
yeah,
I thought these guys were the most funniest brand at the
mm,
whole Olympia.
yeah.
I've never seen or heard in the last 10 years I've been in this industry of somebody threatening another man's life at an expo.
And that's the hypocrisy of this is that Mike's coming out, he's trashing me. He put that video out on Instagram. It got taken down within less than 24 hours. And I didn't get it taken down. I don't have that power. It got taken down because the way you acted was stupid. It was dumb. It made you look like an idiot, and they got taken down. But it just shows the fact that your character. You're coming on here. You won't apologize to Joey yet. Maybe you will after this, and then you're coming at me for my character. What about your character? What about how you conducted yourself at your booth, Wicked, with your
I mean,
employee?
you didn't bring
Say,
Mike's name into this. Mike brought himself into this.
100%. Bro. I never talked about this guy in my life before.
I didn't even know who this guy was until he brought himself into my life. That's what your podcast does, man.
Yeah.
Your podcast informs people on what's going on in the industry. That's what we're
Yes.
talking about now. That's what's going on with the other people that you're, going to. People need to know this.
Hey, I'm open to having. I've invited Fouad on the show before. I had a 35-minute phone call with Fouad, and that's another way I got to see who he really is and how he is and how he talks to people because he wasn't nice on the phone. All right, and
Really?
yeah, so I talked to him, and I said, hey, come on the show, and I said, I know you're probably not going to come on the show, but I said, hey, I invite you to come on the show, and he said, I'm not coming on your show. But I'm open to having Fouad on the show. Mike, you guys can come together and we can hash it out and we can talk about it. And maybe something positive can come from all of this. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Muscle Discord. And man, we got a special one for you today. Got a special guest on the show, Joy Stax. Man, welcome to the show.
What's up, baby?
Man, I appreciate you coming on. So I think we got a little bit of something in common here with regards to a certain individual, Mr. Mike Van Wyck, has been coming at me, and now he's coming at MacTrucc, and you've dealt with him. So we're gonna dive into Mike Van Wyck and your altercation with him at the 2023 Mr. Olympia. But the premise from this show is, I had no inclination of wanting to talk about Mike Van Wyck, and I didn't know who he was. Okay, I don't know much about him until he decided to slip in my DMs and message me, and if you want to call it, threaten me. And so that's why I want to respond. I have a platform, and I'm not going to let anyone just walk over me and put out stuff on their platform and tarnish my name and my character and what I do on my channel. And so I'm responding because I have the opportunity to. I'm not going to let anyone walk over me. And we'll talk a little bit about that stuff as well. But I just want to, before we jump into it, I just want to give some people context of what's going on here. And then Joy will give his take on it. And then we'll dive into some other topics later on in the show here. But let me just share my screen first so Joy can get kind of caught up on, because this MacTrucc just released a video in response to Fouad in the bro chat and them talking about me and MacTrucc. So I'll just gonna share my screen and then we're gonna watch this together. All right, let's press play here.
Care about any of you.
Yeah.
Like I got no problem with it. I'm not affiliated with anyone. I'm my own brand. I'll say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
It's like, and then this fucking guy's mouthing off when they were calling me white boy. Like, white boy, what are you talking about, dude? Like, yeah, I'm white. What does that mean? That's insulting? I don't understand. Like, you're some tough gangster fucking motherfucker. Like, there's like other guy on the show got popular because he dick rode Rich Piana. and fucking went to go fight him and was a bitch and sucker punched him and fucking ran away. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is the caliber of human being that we're talking about. Like, and everybody watching this show who watches these other.
I just want to pause there for a second. So he's talking about MacTrucc running away and cowarding out. We're gonna show. We're gonna.
When that happened, man. I remember the expo like it was yesterday, man. I remember the whole events going down, and I even remember the meeting events. You know what I mean? Like why they were beefing. And, you know, first of all, it's kind of childish to bring something up from over almost a decade ago. You know what I mean? And like you had anything to do with the bodybuilding scene or fitness at that time at all. I don't think you were anywhere to be found. You know what I mean? I definitely was just coming into fitness at this time, and all this was going on. But just the way he's talking, man, like caliber this, like a human being, caliber, like, come on, man, what are you even saying right now? Yeah, he's in fitness. He's been a big name in fitness for years. MacTrucc was one of the first people I saw training with Rich Piana. You know what I mean? And they were like brothers, man. You know, they were constantly together. They filmed together. They got workouts together. And my main thing is when men are beefing, like it's not something that another random person can just jump in and say something about to be negative. You're right? You don't pick sides. You're mutual until you understand what's going on. And this guy, Mike Van Wyck, man, I haven't thought about this guy since the 2023 Olympia.
Yeah.
I thought these guys were the most funniest brand at the whole Olympia. You know, I've never seen or heard in the last 10 years I've been in this industry of somebody threatening another man's life at an expo. I mean, that got real quick. You know what I mean? Like real quick. And when my friend came to me, you know, I've done 6 years in prison, and you know, I would consider myself a tough guy, right? Because nobody likes the tough guy. The tough guy is that people don't want around because you're clearly an asshole, right? And in my opinion, my friend came up to me and said, Joey, this guy, you know, he came up to me. He wasn't like asking me to back him up. I just wanted to see what this person looked like and what the brand was. If you want to talk about caliber of human being or caliber of brand, I'm just like, okay, there's somebody here threatening somebody else's life at a fitness expo. Let me go see what this person looks like. I shouldn't have done it, right? Because just that in general is probably stirring up a little bit of trouble, right?
Yeah.
But I am who I am, and I had to see this firsthand. And yeah, it was Mike Van Wyck, man. And I just, man, those guys are funny though. It was a good video, man. It went viral, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that's Mike talking about MacTrucc running away. Well, we're gonna remind people about someone running away when they call someone out to fight. That's Mike Van Wyck. Okay, so let's just show the video again. Just remind people of the hypocrite that Mike is by calling out MacTrucc for running away, and then we're gonna.
What about with Tanner? You have the video with Tanner?
Yes, I'm gonna show that video.
Oh, okay.
And I can. Yeah, and so I'm gonna show that. Yeah, we got that queued up here.
I'm standing in the background.
Yeah. So first off, let's show a little bit of the altercation of you and this guy that, you know, the murderer guy at the expo. You see Mike there.
Funny as this ginger lad went from being the toughest guy at the expo, saying, do you know who I am? Threatening everyone's family, he's talking about how he's a murderer, to then just completely backing off when Joey Stax came over. It was just a bit of a weird switch up of energy.
You think I care? I don't give a fuck. Why you think I'm here, motherfucker?
Right here. See? He says, oh, you want to be a tough guy, when he's the one who's trying to be the tough guy.
Pussy ass bitch. Take it easy. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. Joey motherfucking Stax. I'll give you my name, homie. Now this dude told my friend he was a murderer, dog. I want to see a murderer. I've seen murderers. Homie.
Come on. Yeah, like he's not even engaging with him now. So this Joey Stax has came over, almost looking for the fight and saying, come on, let's go, let's have it then. And now he won't even engage with him. And now
exactly,
he's
that's how Mike is,
instead.
You got shit fucked up. He's a murderer. You want to threaten my homie? He's gonna murder him? Talking about people's families and shit? Homie, yeah, you know who the fuck I am?
It's not the right place, bro.
Yeah, no shit.
It's not the right place.
It's not.
We could easily just talked about this and got it over with.
Bro, it's
Not the right place, bro. I get it. I get it. I get it. Trust
I
me.
just don't like people who try to threaten people's ransoms right now. I mean, look at this stand right here.
We see it. We can see it.
I'm just saying.
I don't have a problem with anybody. It's just
This guy's the kindest dude I know. This guy's the coolest, most chill dude I know.
So I'm like, what the fuck you want? I'm like, can you guys leave the booth? This guy refused to leave the booth.
Yeah, he doesn't refuse.
No, but hold on.
He just wanted to height and weight. It's not a big deal.
Mike Van Wyck just said, I asked him to leave the booth and he wouldn't. Joey Stax just responded with, it wasn't that he was refusing to leave the booth, he just wanted the height and weight. And when they told them to get out of the booth, they both left the booth. This Mike Van Wyck is almost trying to change the narrative now that this Joey Stax is here. The way he came over to Eric before, put his hand on his shoulder, we could have just worked this out in a nice friendly manner. No, you didn't. You got angry, you said, get out of here with that shit, and then you got your bodyguard to come and start threatening lives.
And you don't tell someone about murdering someone, because I've done time, homie, and I've sat down with motherfucking murderers. My motherfucking name. So if you really want to talk about made motherfuckers, we talk about made motherfuckers.
Yeah, why is he hiding behind you now? He's not hiding behind me at all.
No.
I was
Why is he hiding behind you? Now look at this guy, he's an absolute big soft puppy now. Listen to what he says.
when I met him.
Yo, I've seen the videos, man. You guys prank people. You guys call shit all the time.
Anyways, that's a bit of that. I'm going to fast forward to the part where Mike is shows himself who he really is.
So he's saying that Eric Kanevsky. Now there was another angle of this going down. Here's that Mike Van Wyck, here's that Jackie fella, and there's the Tanner, tall lad. Now check this out. It says, huge bodybuilder asked the guy to step outside but got scared when he agreed. Listen very carefully.
Fine, I'll fucking punch your fucking face off. I'll go fight if you want to. You think I'm fucking scared? I don't give a fuck. Let's go. Let's go. I thought we were going. Take a lunch break, bro. They're gonna see. You just wanted to go outside with me and now you're just talking shit. You don't want to be touched, then get the fuck out of here. Pretty sure the ones that talk like you guys are the ones who actually can't fight. Take the cameras off. I'm not taking nothing off.
So Mike Van Wyck says, let's go outside and I'll punch your face in. Tanner says, okay, let's go. And then they don't follow. This Tanner lad was game.
They're gonna see. You just wanted to go outside with me and now you're just talking shit. You don't want to be touched, then get the fuck out of here. Pretty sure the ones that talk like you guys are the ones who actually can't fight. Take the cameras off.
So Jackie says, turn the cameras off then. Nope, don't do it. This is your evidence right here.
I'm not taking nothing off.
Get stabbed or shot by this thug, you want that on camera. Even Joey Stax commented, I'm literally right behind them. There's 2-on-1 on my homie Tanner and I checked both of these fools. So they go and pick on Tanner, then Tanner checks them. Let's go outside. Oh yeah, we heard that once or twice. They didn't do shit. Then it...
Exactly. So
They didn't do shit.
that guy's funny. Shout out to Sean Jones who reported. He's got a good channel there, reporting on what he calls Mike Van Wyck as a fragile bodybuilder humiliated at the 2023 Mr. Olympia. So that's who Mike Van Wyck is. That's his character. He calls out people and then he walks away. He just called out MacTrucc and he's calling me out, and he's just a pussy in my mind, in my eyes.
It's for me, man. It's clout chasing 101.
Yeah.
He wants, and again, if you want people to look at you nowadays, you got to put yourself in a little bit of drama, and I feel like that's probably what Mike's doing. I've had people reach out to me asking me to try to take down the video, and they've even made up stories. This guy's this, he's going through a hard time. If you could please take down the videos. In my eyes, man, me included, when you get caught up in something, you got to answer it man to man, face to face.
Follow through. Follow through.
You know what I mean? And I feel like these guys came out of nowhere, man. I've been to expos for the last decade, if not longer than 10 years, 11 years, something like that. I've never seen this brand. I've never heard of this guy. From my understanding, somebody told me they're from Canada. I didn't know that. I thought they were from the East Coast. Because the guy was kind of talking like he was like Italian or Italian mafia or something. I think he's seen way too many movies, to be honest with you. I didn't know what he thought about America, but when he came down here, he instantly had this tough guy, threatened demeanor that's what they're going to carry themselves like. Because I wasn't there, but I saw the video. So I can't speak for what happened. I could only speak for what happened with me, but I did see the video where Eric went up very, calm, collective, and was like, hey, man, how much do you weigh? And as long as you're not bullshitting, then it's all good, But this is something, and this is why Eric does it. Rich Piana actually told Eric about doing that video, about doing the weight and height, because a lot of bodybuilders, and he did this to me. This is how me and Eric met.
Okay.
They lie about how much they weigh so they can be bigger or look like they're bigger. They lie about how tall they are so they're not short, or they're not. Even guys 6'7" want to be 6'9". You know what I mean? Even guys, and he came up to me and he said, "Hey Joey, you know, I didn't know what he was doing. Never heard of him." He asked me my weight. I told him my exact weight. I think I was about 5 pounds off. And that's just because I had a heavy breakfast.
Yeah.
And then I told him about my height, and I was right on the money with my height. And that's because if you're real in this industry, you don't have to be smoke and mirrors. You don't have to be lying. You don't have to create a facade that you're a tough guy. Everybody already knows you are. You know what I mean? And again, in this industry, fitness is not for tough guys. Fitness is for fitness. Fitness is for motivating. Fitness is for positivity. Fitness is about helping people change their lives and go in a different way of what they're going. If you are addicted to drugs or alcohol, here's a different way.
Yeah.
If you're addicted to, you know, this lifestyle, here's a different way. And the best thing about fitness is, as you get older and you incorporate fitness into your life more, you're actually getting in better shape as you get older, right? And you know, you live longer, and now you're able to help motivate people. Why? By your story. But having guys like this at the expos, and again, I'll say this, I've said it millions of times to people because I've told this story to a lot of people. I let these guys get me out of my character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not even that guy you just saw in that video anymore. That's the old Stax. That's the Stax that, you know, did 6 years in prison. And that's why I said, man, when that happened, I blacked out, man. You know, because you threatened a friend of mine. I saw the bigger picture. You threatened my friend's family.
Yeah.
You went as far as these guys found out my friend's family's address and said it to him. So that means you went on Google, you looked up my friend's name, because it's public information, right? Known associates, but you went as far as that to make your story seem tougher when all you did, I mean, you poked a gorilla, the vanilla gorilla.
Yeah.
And Stax came to that damn expo and you threatened my friend. And here I was, you know, I stick up for my people, man. And just like I stick up for MacTrucc right now. Like, if I'm there at an expo and these guys want drama with my boy Mac, I'm most likely going to be standing right next to my boy MacTrucc. And it's not going to be pretty. But Matt, at the end of the day, what did they really do? What really happened? I didn't threaten anybody. I just wanted to make sure everything was cool.
Yeah.
So they basically cowered down like some pussies. That's what I saw. Yeah. And they ran away and they turned their backs. And then when they got back in Canada, when they knew they were safe, they hurry up and got on YouTube. They didn't even address my name. He might have had the balls to address y'all's name, but he definitely didn't address mine.
No.
You know what I mean? And I've seen a video somebody sent to me of him talking, and he could be talking about me. Most likely he is. But when you don't address me, that's cowardly. That's cowardly. You know what I mean? And I think it's because he knows that he's now dug himself in this hole. He's dug himself in this hole. And he's trying to recuperate from it. Because I've seen another podcast where he's trying to make it into a positive thing. But hey man, you're the one that stirred this up. You're the one that came in the fitness industry talking about threatening people's lives and whooping people's ass. It should have been like, hey man, I don't want anything to do with any of this drama that you guys got going on. If y'all could please just leave my booth. And then go in your booth and turn around. Don't get in someone's face and call them a motherfucker. And me included. Like I said, you got me out of my character. But best believe, when I went there, I was ready for a fight. I was ready for a fight because at this point, you threatened my friend, his life. You didn't just say, I'm going to fight you. You threatened to murder him. Then, and Eric, somebody I call, you know, brother, man, he's a very kind-hearted person, man, nice guy. And then you went as far as threatening his family. So now you have just brought out a whole nother beast. And that's like defense mode. Defend my friend, defend his family. What are you really talking about? And then I saw, wait a second, Stax. These guys ain't gonna do nothing. These guys are clowns, dude. You're letting them get you all worked up and you're gonna end up in trouble. And then I think I talked to you a little bit about that, man. And that chain of events right there with Mike Van Wyck and his, I don't even know the kid's name.
Yeah, his cronies. Yeah.
Yeah, poor kid, because I don't even know who you are. And, you know, I've made him look pretty bad, you know what I mean? Yep. And I feel bad a little bit about it, but at the same time, it's like, you went barking up the wrong fucking tree. You know what I'm saying? And now you found out what the fuck come down from it. And now they're backpedaling. I told you I got emails from random emails asking if I could take it down. And then I got, you know, Mike Van Wyck trying to get attention from it. But I didn't humor it, man. Until they started talking about you and MacTrucc. Yeah. Then I wanted to kind of come in and explain my interaction with this guy, not even knowing him.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck he was, man.
Don't even know him. And he's just gonna murder
he's just a dude on Fouad's podcast. That's how people know about him. I mean, he's he's really a washed up security guard.
That's what I thought, man. Somebody was like, man, that was Drake's security guard. And I'm like, well, Drake makes good music, but he's a pussy. So you don't have to be a badass security guard.
No,
security guard. You know what I mean? It's not. Oh man, but
and then it's just exactly too. And his I really want to point out Mike's character and you know he was a pro bodybuilder and didn't achieve anything.
I did not know he was a bodybuilder at all, bro. I did not look at his physique and think that guy ever jumped on a stage.
No, because I know that's the sad part about it. Yeah,
I just again, there's plenty of money and there's plenty of room in this industry for everybody. Yeah. But in my mind, I like people to keep things positive because I'm the type of guy that I come in with a smile and I'm in a great mood until somebody pokes the gorilla. And when you poke the gorilla, you're going to get, you know, a pretty pissed off gorilla. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's kind of what they did. And I was in a great mood at Olympia. The first day was great. Great turnout. You know, it's on my YouTube. Met a lot of fans, a lot of love and support from everybody. No negativity. Zero negativity the whole first day. The second day is when, you know, Mike and the incident happened and the cops came around and, you know, they act real tough, but then when I leave, they go and tell the cops on me. And then the cops surround me. And then they almost want to kick me out of the expo. And I'm like, hey man, I'm just here defending my friend. If anybody should be arrested, it should be the people
making the guy that
threats.
Exactly.
That's a first-degree felony, man. I don't know if Canadians know that, but when you come to America and you make open threats like that, it's called an open threat. It's not ended. You said I'm going to murder you, so that's a terroristic open threat. You didn't say at the end if you do this, if you don't. You know what I mean? It's like that's a first-degree felony in the United States, man. And Eric could have went and found a police officer, showed him the video. 100%. That guy could have been arrested right there on the spot. Maybe not Mike, but his, you know, his crew,
that's his brand. And that's another thing too. Mike is associating with his brand this guy on his brand, and he's backing him up, and he's like saying he's gonna murder people. Like, this is who you are, Mike Van Wyck. This is your brand. This is who you are. This is what you represent. That's terrible.
What I don't understand. Right then and there, if any of my athletes or anybody would have said anything like that, you would have been back in the hotel. You would have been back in the hotel room.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're back. Was this the signal there? We're good.
Yeah, we're from Canada. We're trying to build a business. I cannot have you out here threatening people's lives.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you're in your feelings or anything. This is not the place or the time. If you're a real badass, you're not going to go and tell someone you're going to do something. You know what I mean? And I tell people, man, a lot of people look at me like the bad boy in fitness, right? Because I'm out here, got into it with, you know, other influencers and pulled a knife out on people and whatever, right? Yeah. I tell people, I did that in self-defense. I didn't do that because I wanted to be this badass that pulled a knife out on somebody and get all it. Honestly, if I could go back, I wish I could realize that there was cameras rolling and this was all for show and nothing was ever going to come of this, and I didn't need to pull the knife. Yeah. But the knife didn't make it a better video. You know? So at the end of the day, man, I've put myself almost in the same situation as Mike, except for I feel like I handled it a lot better because I wasn't sitting here as an aggressor. I wasn't sitting here threatening people's lives. I wasn't sitting here. I just was defending my own, just like I was defending my friend. You know what I mean? And I feel like that is something that needs to happen more, just all together. You need to stick up for each other and not let these people do these things, right? And that goes for the fitness industry too. You know, like somebody over here picking at somebody, belittling somebody, being negative about somebody, that shit needs to be addressed.
Yep.
You know what I mean? People out here fraudulent and doing scams, that shit needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
Me and MacTrucc were talking, and you know, we were talking about brotherhood and camaraderie, and we're just being together.
It's not the same. It's not the same. You're saying
it's not. 10 years ago, it was a whole different animal, man. Everybody was about showing love and support and, you know, backing each other up. And it wasn't this negativity like it is now. Now it's anything for a view, anything for a like, anything.
Yes. I wanted to. So I want to chime in and on the whole the Mike Van Wyck coming out of nowhere. So this whole thing about I had a guest on my show that was talking about Fouad, and he's a former friend of Fouad's, and you know, Fouad's wife was threatening this guy, and this guy backed it up by showing me the screenshots of the text messages from Fouad's wife, blah blah blah. I had him on the show. Fouad didn't like that. Mike didn't like that, but that was almost 3 months ago. Okay, and that video has been taken down. Okay, and then out of the blue, Mike sends me, I'm just going to show people here a little bit more context of the messages, the screenshots from the messages Mike sent me. So we have a little bit more context here. We can get back into it, Joey. So the first one you see here on the right, so you will see me one day, don't forget that, Matty boy. And he keeps calling me boy. We can get into that if you want, but I kept my mouth shut when you had that bitch on your show, which I just discussed. But now I see you're sick, obsessed fuck like his. Enough typing for me. We will see each other and we can talk it out. Okay, I don't know if that's a threat. You want to talk to me? Talk to me, right? And then he sends me another message. It says, next time we speak, my friend, I'm not your fucking friend. Don't call me your friend. You will be apologizing.
You're going to make me apologize?
What the fuck are you going to do, Mike?
Yeah.
You know, tell me what you're going to do. Okay. And then so I just like keep stepping in at Mike, you're the clown. And then you will have a change of heart and seeing the error in your ways, and you will be forgiven. What is he? Is he God? Is he going to forgive me for what?
Night, Matty boy. That's real creepy.
That's creepy, man. That's fucked up. You're a grown man. That's coming to my DMs.
That's what these guys. That you can tell this guy is, you know.
Fuck. What the fuck is wrong with him?
Psychologically not all there.
And there's tattoos and shit on him. Like, what are these tattoos? Like, I don't like. It's a little the vibe he gives off. We can speculate, but this guy, man.
I'm not too sure, you know, who this guy is. Again, man, I literally forgot about this guy the second I left the Olympia, and that day, you know, the cops were like, "Don't come back," and I was like, "I'm going to catch a flight. See y'all later." And I took off, and honestly, I got on the flight. We put up the video, and it went viral. You know what I mean? But I didn't think about it again. To be honest with you, the only time I've ever seen the video was through other people's platforms. I never even seen the video on my own platform. Yeah. Just because, you know, that's what we do, man. We shoot a day in a life for Joey Stax, and I keep it real, even if it's not what everybody wants to see or hear. I just keep it real. You know what I mean? Yeah. And this Mike Van Wyck guy, I feel like he's portraying someone he's really not. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like his tattoos are kind of like, I want to be hardcore, yada yada, wicked. You know, like what is that? You know, I'm not too sure where this guy's. And I mean, with all due respect, this guy's damn near in his 50s. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he's coming out with his own brand out of the woodworks because he's Drake's old security guard. Like anybody gives a fuck.
It's clout chasing. It's just he's a washed up bodybuilder. Didn't achieve anything. He didn't have all these tattoos when he was a bodybuilder.
I didn't even know he was a bodybuilder. I literally thought this guy was just Drake's old bodyguard, and he just thought he was somebody. So he came out with a brand. You know what I mean? And he got himself wrapped up in an industry where I think he doesn't realize how things work. You know? And I think he was just gonna come here and just run shit. No. And realistically, that's not what this is all about. You know what I mean? It's like, you're not going to bully. You're not going to, you know, like threaten people. You're not going to be doing, because there's some badasses in fitness too, bro. And they're not going to put up with it. You know what I mean? We're not going to put up with that shit. You're not going to come out of the woodworks you know, and think that you're calling shots from Canada. You know what I mean? You keep that shit in Canada. If you want to with that attitude, keep that shit in Canada. You know what I mean? Because I got a lot of friends from Canada that come to expos and they get nothing but love. And that's because they come with a good attitude. You know, my boy Frank McGrath, he's from Canada. Awesome guy. Me and him been friends for years, man. And he's from Canada. So I'm like, you can never make Canadians look bad, but you can't keep that shit over there, because I know a lot of good Canadians that come over here with a positive mindset. They want to build a brand, and they don't come over threatening people's lives, you know, like they're just the baddest motherfuckers.
And threatening a spectator at the expo, Tanner, this tall, lanky dude, to go fight him. That's who you are, Mike. That's what you represent as your brand in front of your booth. Like,
you don't
what the fuck?
get no credit from men when you try to fight someone smaller than you.
Exactly, man.
You don't. This guy Tanner, you know, he's my boy, and he's a tall dude.
Yes.
But Mike's got him by 100 pounds, easy. Easy. And Tanner's over here, seeing where he's at. What are you talking about? Let's go then. And he knows Mike's not gonna go. He knows that at this point, he's already seen Eric do all kinds of shit. He's seen me punk his friend out. So here comes Tanner. Let me get in on this action. And 3 times you striked out, bro. Eric already came in. That's strike 1. Joey Stax came in. That's strike 2. Here comes Tanner to finish you off. Strike 3. You didn't even go to the docks. All you had to do was walk to the docks. That would have been simple. Nobody had to go, and you could have whooped his ass right then and there, like you said you were gonna do. But people don't, man. And I hate to say this because this is not who I am, right? But people just they agitate, and they think nothing's gonna come of it. But nowadays, if you have a platform and you embarrass yourself to somebody with a platform, that person can expose you on their platform and ruin you. And that's what's happening to Mike Van Wyck. And
that's what's happening to him right now.
Slowly getting worse and worse. And then him going and now calling out not just Tanner, Eric, me, and all these other people. Now he's going fucking with more people. He's fucking
MacTrucc,
with MacTrucc. He's fucking with you. Like, you know, I feel like the world is entitled to its own opinion. And you don't have to like everybody, but don't give the world your opinion, because next thing you know, you're going to get their opinion right back.
Yes.
And that's kind of where Mike Van Wyck is basically just digging himself deeper, and he's going to be 6 foot deep in a hole, having to bury himself in that bitch, because the sad thing is the fitness industry does not want people like him around with all this negative drama. And then Fouad or whatever, I'm not sure who he is. I know he's the owner of Hosstile, whatever. All I know is that dude is being talked about like a piece of shit around the planet. Around the planet. I'm talking about all the way from his own country, all the way to my country, to Canada, back over to Brazil. I'm talking about the whole planet. It's talking about how this guy just did Sam Sulek. And anybody with the 2 cents is gonna stay the fuck away from somebody that is getting exposed for how they mistreat their athletes. Anybody, unless you mistreat your athletes. Unless you and Fouad or whatever, Fouad, what's his name?
Fouad.
Fouad. And I'm not trying to be racial with it. I don't know how to pronounce it.
He doesn't, exactly.
So Fouad, you know, to be getting all this negativity, he needs to put his fucking ass in a damn hermit crab shell right now and stay the fuck out of the way, because you paid an athlete that made you probably hundreds of thousands of dollars, $2,000 a month.
If not more than that. I'm assuming it's probably more than that. I mean, millions in that sense. And, you know, we can speculate about Fouad and how much he was paying. We don't have to speculate. Who cares? You know. I'm not going to say it's $2,000 a month or $10,000 a month, whatever. We haven't seen the contract, so I'm just going to leave that there. But when you have multiple athletes leaving you, and then I'm not going to mention names, but I've heard from some people,
everyone's heard,
and they back it up, and you know, it's just like he can do whatever he wants with his business. But the main thing that kind of irked me and why I came in on Fouad is because he came out online on on a podcast and said, I don't allow my athletes to do weekly podcasts. There's nothing else but weekly podcasts. They're every week. That's what they do. They come on as a podcast weekly. So basically, he just kiboshed any one of his athletes from going on any podcast. You don't do a podcast once a month, Fouad. It's every week. So he knew what he was doing when he said, I don't allow, like a dictator, my athletes to go
that's
on.
what I'm saying, man. And who are you to allow or not allow? You know, with all due respect, he's his own man, whether he has a contract or not. If you want to see someone in your business be successful, why wouldn't you want the best for them? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you want? Because it's more exposure for him at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But,
And he said, well, it's too much exposure. It's too much exposure. I just want to be on my channel. Me. It's all about Fouad. I'm a narcissist. It's just like, that's how it is.
People think they can control you and make as much money off you as they can because they got you under this contract.
Yes.
Right? And realistically, at the end of the day, you're still a man before anything. So whether you have a contract on me or not, you can't treat people like that. I'm not just your face of the company. I'm a person. You know what I mean? I'm a person and I got my own rights. I got my own stuff I can do. And you're trying to dictate, like you said, what I can and cannot do as your athlete. When I make you like millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, it's still a lot of money, man. And at the end of the day, you can't be greedy in this industry because you'll get shown. People will see your true colors, and that's kind of what's happening to Fouad right now. And before I even did this podcast with you, and we talked about Mike Van Wyck and these things, I already saw this guy coming out of the woodworks, and and I see everything that that John Bravo has said about it, and everything that MacTrucc has said about it, and it's not
Greg Doucette went on Fouad too. It's funny, man.
Yeah, and again, it's not cool, man. It's not. If you truly care about your athlete, if you truly want to grow, then let your athletes grow. Grow with your athletes, right? Don't hold them back because of money for greed. And again, that's all this boils down to. Every YouTube I saw before we even brought him up was this guy was greedy. This guy takes advantage. And now, I mean, Mike and him are together. What does that tell you?
You are who you're with. You are who you're with.
Bro, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's like if you hang out with these people, you're associated with these people, most likely you are like these people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why you got to be careful who you hang out, who you associate with in this industry, and who you make your name with, If you're hanging around these people that are being called out, most likely you're in the same, stand with people. Like, I don't know why someone being called out on all these things, you go and try to do a podcast with them. Because now you are who you hang out with, man. And you're starting to see, it kind of sucks because it's kind of like a great divide in the fitness right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like these guys against these guys, when realistically, it shouldn't be that way.
It shouldn't.
You know what I mean? It shouldn't be that way.
And there's people that are actually kind of like, well, he has a right to do that to his athlete. And athlete, if they're going to sign up for that and sign the contract. But that's fine. If you're an athlete, you need to look up for yourself. If you're going to sign a contract that has a clause in it that says you can't go on other weekly podcasts, fine. But the fact that a supplement company owner puts that in his contract, that you can't go on their other weekly podcasts, this shows the character of that guy and how he wants to limit, like you're limiting your athlete's exposure. Why wouldn't you want your athlete to go on another podcast, weekly podcast, that's wearing Hosstile supplements, branding and shirts and promo codes and all that stuff? You could totally boost your brand that way. But Fouad, like, he's not smart as a businessman to limit your athlete's exposure, especially in this day of social media and YouTube. It makes no sense. So, this is probably one of the last videos I'm going to make about Fouad. And I wasn't ever going to make a video about Mike Van Wyck, but he stepped in it when he brought me into this and he brought MacTrucc into this. So we're going to defend ourselves because we have to. So I just wanted to put that out there about Fouad and the way he's doing this. It just looks, it's a dick move to do to his athletes and to limit what they're going to do. I've never seen that before. People say, oh, it happens all the time. I helped write Rich. Too much exposure. I helped write Rich Piana's contract. Okay, I worked for Mutant for 10 years and I managed all the athletes, all the pros, and I helped write the contracts, and I had to get them to sign their contracts, and I read through those contracts. I had to edit them and proof them, and I've never put in a contract, hey, you can't go, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't be on this program, you can't
Of
be in
course
this magazine.
not. Yeah, because I mean, who are we to control what another man's been doing? But at the same time, it's like I tell people, man, it's greed, man. It's
It
greed.
is. It
At
comes
the
down
end
to
of the
greed.
day, it all boils down to money. And I've been in this industry a long time too, man. And I've just seen so many people come and go, so many 1 year brands, so many, you know, flop brands. And it's a hard industry to make a name in, man. And you don't want to come about it the way that these guys are doing it, man. And again, I'd never even heard of Fouad. I'd never heard of him either. I'd never even really heard of Hostile Supplements until Sam Sulik actually was in Hostile Supplements. So that says a lot about what Sam did for the business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I feel like everybody should treat people how they want to be treated, right? Even in a business perspective. Don't put that small print where you know you can fuck me over, because that's not cool, man. That's not cool. And you know what you were doing, and at the end of the day, you're not a good person for doing that.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that. And again, before we even talked about it, he was exposed by somebody else. You know what I mean? By many, many people. It's the talk of the universe right now. You know?
Yeah. I wanna quickly show because Fouad's podcast has been around for 15 years. Okay. And he's got about 325,000 subscribers, and he's kind of been stuck at that. And I've been around for a year, right? And the fact, I'm just going to show people this real quick, right? This is vidIQ. This just shows us how you compare to other YouTube channels. So I'm in the blue, and Fouad's in the red. So I'm about a year and a half, a little under a year and a half into YouTube in my space, and I'm getting about 100,000 views per month. Fouad's getting just around 4.5-500,000 views per month. That's it.
Yeah, I get roughly with my channel, I'm at 96,000. I'll get about right now I think 485,000 views.
There you go.
Per month or watch hours or however they do it, right? But yeah, man, I tell people like
it's like this guy, man, like they think they're this shit, and they got the bro chat, and it's like, come on, you guys are struggling.
Outside the box, man. These guys buy subscribers. These guys buy views.
That's
they
terrible.
Want to look more relevant. And I mean, the sad thing is I can look at your numbers. I've been doing this so long. I can look at your page, see how many comments you get.
Yes.
I'll go by engagement, not likes, not views, not followers.
Engagement.
I go look at real engagement. Who's commenting back and forth? Are they bots? Are they all emojis? Are they all? I mean, I could pick these people's page apart if I really cared, because I know damn well Mike Van Wyck doesn't have as many followers as he has on his page. I know damn well that his YouTube page, with the views he gets, the amount of subscribers he has, those numbers don't add up.
It doesn't add up.
Those numbers don't add up, bro. Just like, I mean, and again, I don't even want to say the people, but just like other people I know have almost 1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
And in the first day, my page and his page has the same amount of views.
Yeah.
But you have 1 million subscribers. Right now, I can send you a link from somebody who messaged me, who God only knows, they message everyone on Instagram. Buy real followers, none of that's real. None of that.
No.
And I tell people, the second you start believing you can buy your way into building a network, then that's when you're going to be getting robbed.
And that's why
organic,
organically
being there, being relevant, showing up to the expos, meeting my fans, talking back and forth with my fans, going to meet and greets, really being an influencer and engaging with people.
Yes.
And I definitely don't approach people that way at all. If you ask me to do my height and weight, I'm going to most likely tell you I'm down. You know what I mean? It just depends on what I'm wearing, I think. You know what I mean? I'll be like, these are 5-pound shoes. These are, you know what I mean? But my thing is I'm not going to threaten you. And I didn't come into this business to be a tough guy.
No.
Right? I came into this business to help motivate people.
Just show people who you are as a real person, your lifestyle.
Yeah, and I'm like, when I tell you they took me out of my character, I'm talking about years following Christ, years, you know, being a man of God, years. My brand is God, glory, in the gym. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, here I am. Just and that's how the devil will come at you. You know, he'll try to take you out of your character, and he'll try to make you who you're not no more. And honestly, I talked to you a little bit about this. I saw a lot in that video, and I'm not glad it happened, but I'm glad it happened because I had to slow myself down. I saw myself kind of reacting the exact same way that they wanted to react, right? And a man with discipline, someone who can control his emotions, is a strong man. You don't want a weak man. Weak men are like these guys popping off in their YouTubes, going crazy on MacTrucc, going crazy on you. And he's never met MacTrucc. He's never met you.
No.
He doesn't know you. So why are you going in here? And, you know, if you're talking about somebody else that's his friend, let your friend defend himself.
Exactly. Why chime in 2 months later, Mike?
Why chime in? That's
fuck?
And again, I'm guilty of that too, putting the cape on and trying to chime in another man's, but what? I recognize it, and I've admitted it.
And he threatened murder, like, to your friend, like, you got a reason to go.
Yeah, 100%. And that was my justification, right? You're threatening my friend's family now.
Yeah.
And if you're really about that, let's see what you're about. And then they weren't about it. They weren't about that at all. And, you know, come to find out, it was all just a front, and it's all just to make themselves look like they're somebody that they're not. And
100%.
You know, now we got ourselves in this little predicament here. You know what I mean? And Mike needs to literally come out and say, hey, man, you know, this isn't what my brand's about.
Yeah.
This guy did pop off at the mouth to Stax, to Eric.
Yeah.
And Stax was defending his friend. You know, I shouldn't have said the things I said about MacTrucc or Matt because I don't know who they are as people. I don't even know Joey Stax. You know what I mean? But he went back to Canada and he ran his mouth. And, you know, if you poke the gorilla, you won't get a reaction. You know what I mean? And it's sad to say, me and Mac have been in this industry, you included.
Yeah.
We've all been in this thing over 10 years.
Yep.
Over 10 years.
Yep.
I've been doing this since 12, 13.
Yep.
So we're going on 13 years, you know what I mean? And I tell people, you don't want to come out making your name like this, man. You wanna admit your faults, admit you're wrong, admit what you do, and then let's move forward, you know? A friend of mine told me, man, it's like a bad review. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You try to make yourself, you try to do better. And Mike needs to do better, man. He needs to do better.
He needs to do better, and he wants to come on as well and say, hey, you know, Mac and MacTrucc are, you know, gossiping and talking. We're not gossiping. We're talking about shit that we know, facts that we know. And what do you do on the bro chat? You talk about shit that's happening in the bodybuilding community. That's what me and Mac do. So don't be a hypocrite and come at me and MacTrucc for talking about situations and stories that are happening in the bodybuilding community. And that's what you guys do.
The same thing.
Come on, Mike Van Wyck. Come on, Fouad. Are you guys that fucking blind? You're doing the same thing.
No, they're the only ones that can do it, man.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that can do it. They're the only ones. No one else can do it.
No. And then when we talk about them, they get in a hissy fit. And they go on the bro chat and they gotta whine about it and tell people not
Talk
to.
About me, man. Everybody's talking about
bro.
me. You're not the only ones.
Yeah. Thanks for mentioning me on bro chat. Thanks for mentioning my name and MacTrucc's name, because the followers are going up, my subscribers are going up because of this. Yeah. So thank you, Fouad and Mike Van Wyck, for doing this, because it's helping. It's helping.
That's too funny, man. Yeah.
Any exposure is good exposure.
Yeah, no such thing as bad publicity, right?
Nope.
And as long as you're true and genuine, people are going to see that. And that's what a lot of people have seen, you know, with my channel. They make assumptions, and then you drive them to my channel, and then they go and see, and they're like, wait a second. These guys are actually, this dude's a real dude. This dude is a real motherfucker. He's just speaking facts. He's not coming on here shouting out a bunch of bullshit. He's speaking facts. He's actually got supportive stuff, things that, you know, you calling me on here, asking me about my first interaction with Mike Van Wyck, and I'm just, it wasn't a good one. You know what I mean? And I honestly think, as a brand owner, right? I've had my own brand for almost 5 years now.
Yes.
I've had to let go of a couple guys just because they don't align with my morals and values of my brand.
Yeah.
So Mike Van Wyck should have he should have put his foot on his friend's neck right then and there, and put him back in the hotel room, whatever he's going to do.
Yeah.
But don't let him ruin your name. And now, instead of saying what happened and the facts, he's trying to justify it, right, in some type of way that realistically there's no justification when you're threatening people.
No.
When you're telling people, I'll see you in person, I'll see you face to face, I'll see. These are called open-ended threats. Like,
yes,
you're trying not to make a terroristic threat,
yeah.
but you're still threatening me. When you use stuff like Matty Boy, that's almost like, man, you know, you could, like, I can speculate, but it's almost like a racial thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't want to say the guy's racist.
No, I'm not going to say it.
When you say boy,
repeatedly.
you know, yeah, it's kind of like you're being racist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like, and again, I'm not trying to say that Mike Van Wyck is racist, but people don't just talk like that.
No,
people don't just say like that. And I think that's why MacTrucc came on there and, you know, was saying stuff like that to kind of give him a little taste of his own medicine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, we could call each other these things and we can go back and forth all day, man. Or you could just admit what you did was a female move.
Yeah.
And move forward. You know, what your buddy did was not cool at the expo. And you should have went on there, hey guys, I want to publicly apologize.
Exactly.
For the way my friend acted at the expo. Here's my friend right next to me, because if he wants to be a part of Wicked, he's going to have to basically come in and apologize to everybody, including Eric and his family, including Tanner and his family, because they threatened both of their families.
Yes.
They memorized their addresses.
Oh man,
that's twisted.
That's
you know what I mean?
wicked.
That's wicked, yeah. You know, and I'm just like, I didn't do anything wrong. I felt justified in what I did.
You did what you needed to do.
I stand up for people. That's it.
Yeah.
What's right. I stand up for what's right, and I would do that with anybody, even if I didn't know them. And I see something like that go on, I wouldn't allow that, man. You're not gonna threaten someone's life around me. You're not gonna act like that, especially in an environment that I've been in for over 10 years. I'm gonna check that shit right then and there. You know what I mean?
And if Mike wants you to take down the video like they did, they sent you the emails, take the video down, then apologize for your actions. Don't just expect you're gonna get shit done for you because of what you did, and then Joey's gonna take down the video. Fuck that shit.
They want me to take it down. Supposedly, you know, the guy's having a hard time. Everyone is you know, roasting him about. And I said, well, hey, those are his actions.
Yeah.
I tell people, you make the bed, now you sleep in it.
Yep.
Just like me, when I get videos of bad exposure, right? People were saying I'm snapping on people. I just say, go watch the real video, guys.
Yeah.
Go watch the whole story. You're watching a 20-second clip. Go watch the whole thing. Go watch the whole scenario. That way you can get the whole truth.
Yeah.
Because be all you can be on IG. That's what I always like to say. And that's what it is nowadays. It's be all you can be. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
And, you know, money's taking over everybody. Greed is real. I've lost multiple friends in this industry, and I'm sure you have too, just over money, man. And it's not a pretty picture, man. And now you got Fouad and Hosstile, all this stuff going on. You got other brands attacking people, and it's just I had to separate myself for almost July? So it's been almost 7 months, man.
Yeah.
7 months. I haven't gone to an expo. I haven't wanted to go to an expo because it's just not what it used to be. It's not how it was.
It's not.
And I'm just trying to give it time, right? I'm trying to give it time and hope that it gets better, not worse. And I tried to pop out with the Olympia 2023, right? And look, it didn't get better. So I'm gonna go back real quick, and then I'll come back next year and see what happens. You know what I mean?
What has
it's gonna be in Vegas?
Yeah. Well, what has this experience, done for you now? Like with your family, with your work, and your mindset on taking that step back, and what you're grateful for, and what really brings you wealth in a sense from other things, not material things.
Yeah, and I never really post a lot about my personal life on social media too much, right? My family, beautiful family, my kids, and my fiance. I have 4 kids, and I'm blessed to have another one on the way.
Congratulations.
And, thank you, brother. And it's really had me take a step back and just appreciate, first of all, the first few years, I guess the first 10 years I've been in fitness were great, right?
Yeah.
They were great. A little bit of stepping stones and obstacles here and there. But over these last 3-4 years, man, especially this Mike Van Wyck altercation and, getting into it with Straight Cartel, right? These things have really helped me see that, a lot of people want that drama. A lot of people want to see this drama, this, and I'm not with that, man. I'm not with it. I don't want to be part of it.
It's the sad thing is that that's what gets the views. I think we were talking about that before.
That is.
Yeah.
And honestly, if it's getting the views and I'm not getting the views, I tell people, so be it, man. You know what I mean? Like for me, I've been keeping my head down these last 7 months. I've been focusing more on being a dad. I volunteered to be a coach for my kids' soccer team.
Yeah.
And really that's built a lot of patience.
Yeah.
It's built a lot of patience in me. 9 to 11-year-olds, coaching them and teaching them about soccer. It's been cool, man. It's been really cool. Way cooler than Instagram. Way cooler than I have right now. Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's good.
Am I getting pixelated again?
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, but I mean, this altercation with Mike and Straight Cartel, man, it made me step aside this year.
Yeah.
It really made me step aside because there was so much negativity coming from these reactions that want to be a part of it. I didn't want to be a part of it, and that's not the brand I'm trying to build. That's not who Joey Stax is. And I'll say it, and I said it 1,000,000 times, and I'll say it again. They took me out of my character. I blacked out. I shouldn't have snapped in that way, but murder is a big thing. Taking someone's life is a big thing. So
yeah,
I've met these guys at a very, very bad way, and it wasn't a good way for Mike to come in the industry. I've never heard of this brand.
no.
This is the first expo I've ever seen Wicked at, and
I know.
they didn't get a good start.
They didn't get a good start, and that's why they went to DEFCON 1 mode to try and get that video taken down, and because he knew they know how it made them look. It's not good. And then the video of him trying to punch some guy out or trying to threaten a guy to go fight outside, and then he pushes away and walks away. It's that's you're supposed to be Wicked, you're supposed to be tough, and then you see the owner of Wicked pussing out to a smaller guy at an expo. It's like, bro, you ruined
the man you're dealing with, right? That's what he said, the caliber of man.
Yeah.
This is the caliber of man. And I'm thinking like, bro, you were trying to fight someone at an expo in front of everybody, just like your buddy was threatening people to murder someone. So
Yep.
You're not any better. You know what I mean? You're not any better than this other guy. And I feel like the truth will set you free, right?
Yes.
That's the best way I can put it, and I have no problem coming out and saying that these guys took me out of my character. I got no problem admitting as a man that it took me away from my true brand, right? God, glory in the gym. And what I want to promote is positive, motivational, from a hard background to a better future, right? I'm using my past and all the stuff I've been through to fuel my future, to motivate people to take a different route. And then here comes these murderers.
Yeah.
Murderers. And again, that's why, Matt, I said, man, fuck expo.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to an expo right now. There's too much going on. There's too much negativity. There's too much self. And if you think about expos, man, there's a lot of good people tangled up in a very materialistic,
yes.
what's the word I'm looking for? Like narcissistic industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I like to think that I'm a confident person, not conceited, but I have built my physique for 22 years. Yep. So that way I can be a 38-year-old man who's shredded and with the best shape of my life, right? I do my TRT and my blood work. I'm not out here telling kids to take steroids. I'm not out here saying it's good to do these things. I'm saying get your blood work. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And I feel like knowledge is key, and that's what I use my network for. I use my network to show people a blue-collared, hard-working man, right? I'm the owner of the company. I don't even have to be out there working. No. I just show people that I do this for real. And God's got a place for everybody, right? And God's called me to be a blue-collar man to show people that anyone can do it. Even if you're a blue-collar contractor, you can do it. Even if you have a 9-to-5, you can do it. It doesn't matter what you do, as long as you put forth effort and time into what you want. And that's realistically what my whole brand was based on, right? I put all my life and effort into working, and then when I clocked out of work, then I became Joey Stax. Gym, home, save money, go to expos, motivate, inspire people. Because when you get to meet someone that you follow, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you get to meet a real life celebrity, but he's not so much in movies. Yeah. He's just someone you follow. And I think that's cool, man, because I got to meet a couple of my heroes growing up, and some of them were cool, some of them weren't. Yeah. But I say it to say, like, influencers and Instagram people, they're kind of like almost celebrities, right? So you can see these people at like HEB, which is like a grocery store. You can see these people at Walmart. You can see these people at normal places because they're not on the rocks level. They're not on, these other people's level. I'm a real dude. I drive my own car. I show up and go grocery shopping for my own groceries. So you might run into me one day, and I want to be the person just like I was on my YouTube that I am in person. I want to be that same guy all the time. When people say keep that same energy when you see me, they mean it almost in a negative way. You better keep that same energy when you see me. Me, I want to keep that same energy when I see you in a good way. I want you to be like, man, Stax, you're so humble, bro. You got millions of followers, and you're this guy, and people blow me up. They put me on a pedestal, bro. And it's all because of the grace of God, man. Stax, you're famous. I tell people, man, I worked my ass off to get here. I'm not famous. I'm well known.
And you're still working. Still working.
I'm still working. And I'm going to work until God tells me, you know what, Joey? Good and faithful servant. Now you get to chillax and you get to retire. But I still want you to motivate. I still want you to practice, what you tell people and be a Christian man. And again, that's my due diligence to my followers and my fans to recognize my wrongdoing, right? And grow from it. Because that's what a man of God does, man. You recognize your wrongdoing and you grow from it, man. You admit your wrongs and your faults. Because a real man can speak up like a man and admit his wrongs and faults and not care what another man thinks. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you get comments and hate and negativity.
Yes, I do.
And it's, dude, they don't even know you. So for you to get upset about a comment or negative something, I tell people, let that go. Let it go, man. Those are trolls. I'm not going to let somebody else's opinion about me justify how I feel about myself. Because God knows. Me and God, we're like this. You know what I'm saying? And he knows my heart, and he knows where I'm at. And that's the only person I need to please is God. Right? And then next comes my wife and my kids, and be a good dad. And then after that comes my fans and my followers and people that are inspired by me to be a good person and show them something, but really be that person. Don't just pretend to be it on camera, because that's this industry, man. It's action. Oh, I'm this person. I'm this person. I'm this person. But in real life, you're not that person. In real life, you're a completely different person. So I wanted to be a real person, a real YouTube. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what it was. I just knew I wanted to inspire and motivate. So let's just film my daily life. You know what I mean? Let's just see who we motivate. I didn't act like all these other YouTubers and get a Lamborghini and get other influencers and say, hey, how about me and you link up and I steal all your followers and you steal all my followers and we'll do a collab together.
Yeah.
But really, we don't even know each other. We're not even on a personal level, and nor do we give a fuck about each other. We're just using each other for clout.
Yeah.
And that's what Instagram has turned into.
Yeah.
And that's why I separated myself from all that. And I did my own thing, Matt. I showed people wake up, go to work, come home, go to the gym, go back home, and hard work works. Keep pushing, keep grinding. No matter what you do for a living, don't think that this guy with a Lamborghini is over here doing it better than you just because they got a Lamborghini. They're paying that shit month to month.
It's leased. It's leased.
It's leased. Yeah, it's leased. And if they do got a Lambo, most likely they fucked a lot of people over to get there.
Yeah.
And it's sad, man, because a lot of people don't feel the way we do about being like for the people, genuine and humble, and taking the time out for people. It's like, I'm Joey Stax. You need to respect me and show me because I'm this famous influencer. Because that's not what it's about, man.
No.
I'm a person, you're a person. Followers don't make me. Followers are just people who have like minds just like you. And also some haters. But my thing is that all I want is people to have a like mind, have some morals, have some values, and a little bit of character, man. You know what I mean? And in character comes integrity. And with integrity means when no one's watching, when the camera's not rolling, who are you? And can you be that person on camera like you are off camera?
Yeah.
Or vice versa. Can you be, because people will tell you I'm the same guy all the time. On camera, in person, you know, I'm blessed that I didn't fall under these other YouTubers or influencers that fake it to make it. I didn't, jump on this train because he got views. I didn't jump on this train because he got views. I just kept going on my own train. I'm on my own train and I'll get the views I'm supposed to get. I'll meet the people I'm supposed to meet. And, I met you, Mac, and I met Mike. I've met all these people, It's sad to say, first impression is everything. You know what I mean? 100%. So if you make a wrong impression or a wrong first impression, nowadays you need to go and publicly apologize.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if you're building a brand. It's like, dude, I'm a face of a brand, so I need to show them who I really am. Don't put up this false image and try to keep running with it.
Yeah.
You're just going to dig yourself a deeper hole, man.
And he's doing that, and to each his own. And when I was talking to you earlier, you gave a lot of great advice, and I need to also reflect on myself and, me talking about Fouad and the way I go about talking about Fouad. Is it in the best light? It's my opinion. Maybe people don't like it that I'm going in on Fouad as much as I do. And that's why I said this is probably gonna be the last video I make about Fouad, unless he comes at me again. Then you're giving me an opening. But at the end of the day, people do like what I do on my channel, my reviews, the interviews I have, the recaps of the shows that I do. They like that.
Keep it real, Matt.
Yeah.
You gotta keep it real. And people don't have to like you, man. But it is good to tell the truth.
Yeah.
It is good to be informative, and that's what your podcast does, man.
Yeah.
Your podcast informs people on what's going on in the industry. That's what we're talking about now. That's what's going on with the other people that you're, going to. People need to know this because who do you guys support? This person? Because I just told you what he was like. I just told you how he treats people. I just told you. One of my biggest things that I think that upsets me about this industry is people don't want to be a part of the drama. So they keep their mouth shut. They don't want to, because say I tell you, hey man, don't mess with that guy, man. He ripped me off for $5,000. Yeah. Which I should tell everyone I know if someone rips me off for $5,000. That way you're not the next victim.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to do.
It's common courtesy for the next people. And I got ripped off in the beginning of this industry by an influencer. He was back in the day, he was an Instagram model. I'm not going to say his name because he's a nobody now. He turned into a drug addict.
Yeah.
But he ripped me off for $5,000. And when I told people he ripped me off, they're like, yeah, man, he ripped me off for like 800. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I told him, I said, well, when did he do that? And they were like, oh, this was months ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you motherfucker, why didn't you tell me that this guy did this to you? Because I wouldn't have gotten ripped off. I wouldn't have got, you know, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, if you don't open your mouth, there's going to be hundreds of thousands and maybe millions of people who support these people.
Yeah.
And they don't even realize the true person they're supporting.
Yeah.
They don't really know their end game. They don't really know their integrity or morals or value. They just think he looks cool because he got some tattoos. Oh, that's Drake's old bodyguard. You know, he's Drake's bodyguard. I like Drake. I'm going to go follow his. Like, no, you got to really dig deep. And Google will be your best friend nowadays. Yeah. You know, not everything's real, but if a lot of people are saying it, there's got to be some fucking facts behind it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's just, man, I'm just glad that I'm on the right side, to be honest with you.
Yes.
I'm glad I'm on the right side because, man, you know, a lot of people don't like real, but they don't have to like real. And I tell people, when you're uncommon and you try to get ready for the common people not to understand you. You know what I mean? Because basically, you're somebody who does the right thing. You don't just keep your mouth shut. You tell everybody who this person is and how this person is. And a lot of people, you know what they say? He didn't do me like that, so I'm just not going to get involved. But at the end of the day, you have to get involved. Yeah. Everyone has to get involved, or else these people continuously do it. And then next thing you know, look at the infrastructure of the fitness industry. It's
look where it is now.
It's overrun, man.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you spoke out. I'm glad Mac spoke out. You know, and like I said, I think a public apology is due. Not just by Mike Van Wyck and his buddy sitting right next to him. Yeah. But you know, maybe even Fouad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, I'm open to having. I've invited Fouad on the show before. I had a 35-minute phone call with Fouad, and that's another way I got to see who he really is and how he talks to people, because he wasn't nice on the phone. All right, and so I talked to him, and you know, I said, hey, come on the show. And I said, you know, I know you're probably not going to come on the show, but I said, hey, I invite you to come on the show. And he said, I'm not coming on your show. But I'm open to having Fouad on the show. Mike, you guys can come together and we can hash it out and we can talk about it. And maybe something positive can come from all of this.
And honestly, that's what should happen, man. Because real talk, it's when men, you know, get together and talk it out like men. Yeah. It's really when everybody learns a little something. And that's it. I say everybody learns something. You know what I mean? And you're never too man enough to talk to another man about something. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's just pure stupidity and stubbornness. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you're too man enough, if you're too good to talk it out with somebody like a man, then maybe you're not a man. Maybe you have female tendencies. You know what I mean? Yeah. So me and MacTrucc, we had a little clash in the beginning, but guess what we did? We got along with each other. We talked it out. Yeah. I think we talked it out over Instagram, actually. We called each other on Instagram, but I was like, hey, man, you know, I don't appreciate it. And he's like, nah, you know, and we talked it out. He said some stuff. I said some stuff. He was just busting my balls. You know, I let him know I don't like my balls to be busted without knowing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was all a mutual respect at the end. And now me and Mac, we're cool as shit. We've been cool for over a year. It's respect for respect, man. And same thing. Like I tell everybody, I give everyone respect when I meet them for the first time. I overwhelm you with respect. Excuse me. I'm sorry. You know, I appreciate you. Good to meet you. Not, you know, I address people. I'm very, very courteous. But I say that and I do that because when you poke the gorilla the wrong way, and I'm nothing but nice and courteous, people are like, well, what'd you do to Stax to make him get like that? Because every time I meet people, they tell me Stax is the nicest, most humblest guy ever. Stax is a really, really nice guy, man. That dude's scary, but he's cool, man. That guy's down to earth.
Yeah.
You know? So what'd you do to make him come at you like that? Because he's never came at anybody like that. And that's really what people say about me who know me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I want the world to see. But I've come out and, you know, I text Big Boy apologizing, you know, what happened with his, you know, our homie, Wicked. He passed away. It's kind of crazy, right? Wicked. He passed away. And I messaged him. You know, I felt God was talking to me and said, Joey, make amends with this. Maybe not for Big Boy, but for yourself. Yeah. So I sent him a message and I sent it to him. And I screenshotted it and I showed everybody. Stax just put up the white flag. And what, I'm a pussy because I apologized and said no more war? No, I actually feel better. I feel great. It doesn't bother me anymore. I ain't got no more beef at expos no more with nobody. Yeah. There has been weight lifted off my shoulders. You know what I mean? And I thank God for that. And I didn't need Big Boy to respond. It's all good. No. Because I expected him not to respond. No. Because, you know, when people think they're better than you, they don't respond or they treat you bad on the phone, like you said. They talk down on you. They disrespect
That's what he did. Yep.
And that's the thing. Like, you can disrespect me on the phone. You can put me on YouTube and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, where's your integrity as a man?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And where's your integrity at the end of the day? Because I don't care. You're not hurting my feelings. I can sleep just fine here in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
My, you know, Tempur-Pedic bed. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it's just, I tell people, just like MacTrucc told me, you know, he's like, Joey, you know, just, you get a little wild, and I just see it happening. So, you know, you don't want to blackball yourself like I did. So, I appreciate Mac doing that. I really do, man. And I think about that, and I stepped aside for 7 months because I don't want to be blackballed from an industry that I love. I don't want to not be able to engage with my following and my fans city to city. You know what I mean? Because that's why I started this. I saw one person message me how much I helped them change their life. And now in, you know, 10, 11, 12 years, it's been thousands of people. Yeah. And that right there reminds me, I got thousands of haters, but all the thousands of positive messages I get, people saying, Joey, man, you helped me get through prison, man. You helped me build a business because I saw you did it, so I can do it. And now I'm doing it, Joey. Yeah. And he didn't have to pay $7,000 for me to do that for him. He just watched my YouTube. I didn't have to mentor, coach him for that. Some people can, you know, ask me to help them and guide them. But most people just watch the YouTube. Yeah. Because it's all about hard work works. How long you been doing the YouTube? A year and a half.
That's it.
Look at your engagement. Why? Because you're being consistent. Hard work works. You don't have to buy subscribers. You don't have to buy views to make yourself look like you're relevant. No. You're as relevant as you're supposed to be because that's exactly where God wants you to be. Yes. That number is not going to change if you start being negative. That number is not going to change. If anything, it's going to get worse in the long run. Yeah. And that's what I want Mike to see. That's what I want Fouad to see. I've been doing this a long time. I had no idea who Fouad was until they started talking bad about it. I had no idea. I knew what Hosstile subs was, like in the back of my mind. Yeah. I know who the owner was. I had no idea he had a podcast for 13 years.
15 years, actually.
15 years? I didn't even know podcasts were out.
It's this funny,
you gotta be grateful for each and everybody that's, you know, in your athletes. You also got to be grateful for your brand. Yeah. And you gotta control how your brand operates. Man.
Maybe Fouad can learn from this and see. I know he's gonna watch this video. I know Mike's gonna watch this video. They watched me and MacTrucc's video because they responded to it. They watched the whole thing. It's over an hour. They watched the whole thing. So I know they're gonna watch this video. And maybe Fouad, when you're listening to this, just take a step back, reflect on yourself and how you've run your business with your athletes and how they've left one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other, and now Sam Sulek. And reflect on, like, maybe I shouldn't have this type of a clause in my contract. Maybe I should allow my athletes to go on other weekly podcasts and give them as much exposure as possible. People make mistakes. People
I
make
just don't
mistakes.
see the point of trying to minimize your athletes. And
That's
the only
it.
reason I can think is you want all the money for yourself.
Yeah.
But if you truly think about a business, your network is your net worth. So
Exactly.
if your athlete is all around the world on everyone's network, now you're getting more net worth. You know what I mean? And it's your athlete. I used to tell that to Big Boy. I'd say, bro, I'm in your brand. You're
Yeah.
my boss.
Yeah.
I'm selling your stuff. Why are you being negative to me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm helping you.
How about you make money?
Man, and you know, God does everything for a reason, and sometimes it takes time to see people's true colors.
Yeah.
But we talked about this, man. I've talked about this with I don't know how many people in the industry.
Yeah.
Money changes people.
Yeah.
You can come in with somebody in the very beginning with the most genuine, humble heart, but if you do not control yourself, that money will change you. That money will make you feel like you're above people.
And it
you're
looks like
not.
that for Fouad. It
You're
kind of
not
looks like
above people.
that's what's happening there. Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
above people. No one is above anybody. I love Rich so much. I'm going to quote what he says. Nobody's above anybody. Just because you're natty, you're not natty. Doesn't matter if you're 300 pounds. Doesn't matter if you're 100 pounds. We're all in this together.
Yeah.
We're all in this together. It's all about helping each other. We all have this desire to look better, to feel better, to motivate and inspire. So we shouldn't be hitting each other down. We shouldn't be, putting the nails in each other's caskets per se, right? We should be guiding each other, helping each other, networking with each other, because $1 has got 99 cents in it. So if you spread that dollar out, there's more for a lot more people. You know what I mean?
Smart, yeah.
But you continuously spread those dollars out, a lot more people. I think guess what? You have this massive network of people that do not mind sharing their dollars.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, sharing these dollars, now everyone is happy. Now everybody is enjoying life. Not just, the person with the narcissistic, I'm better than you, I'm this guy, I'm the owner of this company. I mean, I got my own supplement company too.
Yeah.
I'm not out here like, I'm better than everybody. I'm better than you. Because, man, you're going to be exactly where you're supposed to be because you are dealt the hand. God's already wrote it in your book before it's done. Now you got to utilize your free will to make the right choices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you truly care about your athletes, it's going to show you. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's
And if you don't, it won't.
It's going to show. It's going to show too because they're going to leave. That's
they're
the
going to leave. Yeah, and again, it's not going to show for you in a good way. And again, like you said, everyone has left this guy's brand.
Yeah.
When I left Strength Cartel, everybody left Strength Cartel.
Yeah.
And it's all because of these guys put themselves, I'm the boss. I'm the one who did this.
It's about me.
I'm on this pedestal where everyone answers to me.
Yeah.
And that's not how it's supposed to be.
No, it's not.
We're all our own people. We're all in this together. Yeah. I didn't start doing workouts because I wanted you to tell me what to do 5 years down the road.
No.
That wasn't my intention. You know what I mean? Like, I thought we were going to grow together. That's how I look at it. Let's all grow together, And if we want to make a funny video and do some clickbait, let's do a funny video and let's do some clickbait. You know what I mean? But there's so many ways to go around this in a positive manner as opposed to, I guess, handling it how these guys are handling it, man.
Yeah, man.
I take a deep breath because I don't see their end game. I'm a guy that looks at the end game.
Yes.
I look at the end game. What do you want your brand to stand for? Because your brand is going to be around for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Because you're going to make a living off this.
Yeah.
So make sure you represent your brand correctly and professionally. Because later on, like we just said, it's going to show. And
And that's another thing too. Speaking on that, how you show yourself. Fouad posted a video about Nick Trigili and doing the gay per pay or whatever, and wrestling guys and stuff. And Nick Trigili, and he posted it. Yeah, gay for pay or whatever.
G for P,
And
yeah, they call it
yeah,
G for P.
G for P, yeah. And then and so and he went and did that as a supplement company owner, put that on his page and posted it. Like this is the how low level Fouad is getting with his shit. And it's just like, dude, take a step back. You should be better than this.
I know, and honestly, one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to be posting about that type of community.
No.
You don't want to be posting about that type of stuff and start bringing that into fitness. Like, this isn't something that you talk about, that type of stuff. Like, there's things you talk about in the fitness industry, and there's things you don't. And
yeah,
that's
just leave
personal.
it.
That's personal stuff.
This is.
You don't bring that up about somebody.
And then he did that to me. He's like, well,
but how butthurt he is. It goes
yes.
to show how butthurt. I mean, you
He's
are
a hypocrite.
Butthurt when you stoop into a man's personal life and start talking about his personal stuff. It's got nothing to do with you or supplements or anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's called reaching. I call it reaching. You just reaching.
Yeah.
You're looking for anything that you can get people to be negative about against this person.
Yeah.
And really, it's like a bouncy ball, man. It's gonna bounce back off, and it's gonna affect you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and people say, well, Matt, you did that with Fouad, and you talked about Fouad's wife reaching out to his former friend and threatening him, right? Which she did. But I'm trying to just show, like, this is the character, this is who this guy is.
Well,
disclaimer, be cautious. Yeah.
That's his woman, and their pockets getting hit.
Yeah.
So she now is seeing their money dwindle after losing Sam Sulek.
Yeah.
She's seeing everybody expose Hosstile and everything that's going on with Hosstile. So now shit's bad when wifey's getting in it. And she's messaging people, making threats because she's like, what? We can't go on vacation no more? What? We can barely pay our mortgage or our leases, our expensive, lavish, materialistic lifestyle. I better hurry up and jump on here and start making some threats. You know what I mean?
And I don't want to get into about the threats about that. And like, I just wanted to mention that I'm trying to compare myself and be the better man and be like, okay, well, if I'm doing this, are they looking at it as if that's what I'm doing versus what they're doing? Is it tit for tat? And that's why I'm saying maybe I need to do a little bit of self-reflecting and, go above and beyond that. And that's why I say this is probably the last video I'm making about Fouad.
Does his wife manage the athletes? That's all I got to say.
I don't know. She's just his wife. I don't know what else she does.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to talk because it is personal. I don't want to talk about his wife. I don't want to bring it in unless we just wrap that part of it. I don't want to go there, but yeah.
Yeah, man. And, it's sad to say that somebody can get a video taken down for stuff like that. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense because freedom of speech is real, and you should be able to speak your mind. And as should they, but I don't feel like their mind is in the right place. I don't feel like the things that they're saying are justified in any way. You know what I mean? There's no way. It's like, just come out and apologize. And again, I don't even know Fouad. He just got in this because he was with Mike, right?
Yeah.
And I don't really appreciate somebody who treats people the way this guy treats. Not Fouad, but even Mike. You know what I mean? Like, when that thing with Tanner was going on, I was over there talking with whoever that little Mexican guy is. I don't know who that guy was.
I don't know who it is.
He's a part owner or whatever. He was trying to get me to calm down and not post nothing. And he kept putting his arm around me to go.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
He kept wanting me, and I'm like, get your fucking hand off me, bro. Get off me. I'm not going to go anywhere. And I didn't even know Mike was doing that right behind me with Tanner. So Mike and his buddy are doing that while I'm talking to his business partner, this little Mexican guy.
Okay.
So if you go watch my video, you'll see that's going on right behind me, and I don't even know what's going on. So they're over here tag teaming my friend Tanner, and they just pushed out with me in front of me. They didn't do shit right there in front of me.
They thought they could take Tanner on.
And Tanner's like, all right, let's go to the dock. And
let's go.
Tanner knows he's calling their bluff because who's going to risk everything? Just like me and Big Boy. He shows up with the camera rolling, and I should have thought about it. This guy's not going to risk his whole brand and business to fight me in a restaurant lobby.
Camera that
no. Come on, man. But I didn't think about things first. And again, that got me out of my character. And, it just goes to show, like, what this industry has turned into. You know, it's like action, turn the camera on. All right, let's go. Let's go do this. Me, I'm already rolling. My camera's already rolling. So if I put something on my channel, I tell everybody that that's real life. That's just me, you know, going through my day in the life. And I don't try to cover it up. I don't try to be fake and hide it from people because eventually it will come out. So I just share it. I just keep it real. You know what I mean? And that's why when you invited me on the podcast, you know, I wasn't going to come on here and just bash Mike and say he's this horrible guy because I don't know him. I don't know Mike. I don't know Fouad. I don't know Fouad, or I don't know them. But I do know what I am seeing, and it's not just one person. It's at least 5 that I can just shout out their names. And these guys are very reputable people that I've known for years. So I don't think these guys would be speaking on something if they didn't have some backing up facts. And, you know, my boy John Bravo, he comes with the facts. You know, MacTrucc,
he does.
With the facts. And Mac, he's not all about this. He'll humor you for a little bit. He'll see where you're really at. Like me and him kind of went at it for a minute. But then when he saw where I'm really at, I'll jump on the phone with him. I'll talk man to man with him. Well, boom. All right, respect for respect. And then he came back on. He was like, man, you know, I was just fucking with Stax. And we made a video. And, you know, we met each other in person. And that's respect, bro. And if I think if Mike would have hit me up in the DMs, hey, man, I'm sorry about my business partner or about my athlete saying that stuff to Eric. You know what I mean? Like, man to man, bro. It shouldn't have been like that. And that's not how Wicked represents their brand. I mean, that's what a real man would do. That's what I would do. That's what I have done. I have told people before, hey, this athlete's no longer with him. Let me tell y'all what he did, and let me tell y'all how I fixed it. Let me share with my fans and followers. I did it like probably, you know, a couple months ago. I had to let go of one of my athletes. He was doing bad business with people. And I said, bro, I can't condone this. And you're my athlete. So you put me in a place where now it's either you or my brand. It's going to be you because I'm going to pick my brand 100%, 100 times because that's my livelihood. You know what I mean? And if you don't stand on the same morals and principles as me, then I kind of don't want you in my brand. You know what I mean? 100%, not kind of, I don't. And I had to tell this guy, and it was rough for me. I knew this guy almost 4 years. And I had to say, hey, brother, I'm going to have to let you go. You're going to have to do your own thing. I heard this from somebody, and then I heard this from another person, and then I heard the same thing from and not all these people are lying. So there's got to be some truth to this. And if I'm hearing all this, then imagine how many people know that you're doing this, and I'm not going to be associated. That's what I would have appreciated from Mike. But like I said, he don't owe me no apology. He's just not going to get my respect.
Exactly.
You know, he's not going to get my respect until he, you know, apologizes for his brand and the way they acted. And then I'll act accordingly. I might believe the video, I might not. You know what I mean? Because every man's entitled to his own opinion. And you ain't got to like it, but we are entitled to it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I would man up. I would, as a man, would come out and address the situation and how my brand acted. And that's just for what my encounter with Mike was. The stuff he said about you and MacTrucc, that was out of control, man.
And that's the hypocrisy of this is that Mike's coming out, he's trashing me. He put that video out on Instagram. It got taken down within less than 24 hours. And I didn't get it taken down. I don't have that power. It got taken down because the way you acted was stupid. It was dumb. It made you look like an idiot, and they got taken down. But it just shows the fact that your character. You're coming on here. You won't apologize to Joey yet. Maybe you will after this. And then you're coming at me for my character. What about your character? What about how you conducted yourself at your booth, Wicked, with your employee?
You didn't bring Mike's name into this. Mike brought himself into this.
100%. I never talked about this guy in my life before.
I didn't even know who this guy was until he brought himself into my life. You know what I mean? That was by threatening my friends.
Exactly.
And if you're a grown man and all this shit, because I see this YouTube and I listen to some of the shit he says, and it's good stuff. But the sad thing is, he doesn't live any of that stuff he preaches.
He doesn't.
He
doesn't show in his
do this
character.
as he preaches. It's like you're preaching this. It kind of lines up with what I say. It kind of is backing what I say, but at the same time, you let a schmo. I remember the word you used, schmo.
Yeah.
A schmo. But your athlete was the schmo
Yeah.
who got all this started. You should have slapped that schmo right there in front of everybody and checked it on camera. You would have got more views.
More respect.
Mike Van Wyck checks his own athlete for disrespecting a fan or disrespecting another YouTuber. You know, whatever. But don't go along with it like you're some badass. What are you gonna help him bury the body?
Yeah,
after he murders him. What are you part of this, Mike? Because now you're a part of this. You know. And
exactly.
Again, I made myself a part of it, so here I am accepting what comes with it. Right?
Yeah.
Eric is my friend. I made myself a part of it. If I could go back, do I wish I would have just been like, fuck those guys. You know, they just want clout. They just want, exposure. Or maybe they just can't control their own temper. I've been there. You know what I mean? And I'm working on that too.
Yeah.
But I definitely, made some money off of that encounter. So thank you, Mike. And whatever that kid's name is, I don't even know his name. And I really hope that he sees that acting like this, bro, is only going to dig you a deeper hole. I know from experience. So I had to change I had to center myself, find out what my brand's about, because what I'm doing is not what my brand's about. What Mike is saying about his brand is not aligning with what he's doing with Fouad.
Yeah.
It's not, you know what I mean? And he's only putting himself in a bigger hole, man. And I wish the best to him. And I hope the stuff that, these people are telling me about this kid that, threatened to murder people. I hope that he's got his head on straight. Yeah. And I hope that, this video doesn't affect him in too bad of a way to where he can't bounce back. Because it's just a video, dude.
It's just a video.
It's a bunch of random people who don't know you. So don't let them beat you up. They'd be like me, sitting in a, corner sad all day about all the comments that come into my Instagram and my YouTube. It doesn't affect me, man. If it didn't make me, it can't break me.
If it is affecting you, then own up to it, apologize, say, man, I'm sorry about that, and then see what happens. So maybe you'll get a response.
Let it go. Yeah,
that's
all you can do. Own up to it. Man up, own up to it, and let it go and let God. You know what I mean? And trust me, I've made plenty of those videos. I've even had Ricky, my cameraman, take videos down that I regretted putting up. You know what I mean? And maybe that's what Mike did. Maybe he didn't get the video taken down. Maybe he took it down because he got so much negative backlash.
I think he took it down.
And I mean, a lot of people, including myself, brother. I've been there. I know what Mike's going through. And the best thing to do is to just keep it real, brother. If you're a real one, then you're going to keep it real. You know what, man? I shouldn't have jumped off in this mix. I shouldn't have put my own 2 cents in. Even if this dude was my friend, his business and with his, personal life and whatever they got going on with their athletes, that has nothing to do with Wicked. I'm not going to put my 2 cents in. Just like I shouldn't have put my 2 cents in with Eric. Just like I shouldn't have done that. And I regret it. And I've stayed out the way. I've come back from it. But I also don't regret it because it goes to show people's true colors.
Yeah.
People like that need to be exposed in the industry. What you're doing is good. It's good for the industry, bro. It's really right. I've been saying this. Make fitness great again.
Yes.
Make fitness great again, man. Let's make fitness great again. Let's keep it real. If you can afford a Lambo, cool. If you can't, even cooler. It doesn't matter. Who cares? But don't think you're better than someone because you have a Lambo. Don't go walking around prancing like you're some kind of big shot because you lease a Lambo. Don't go around prancing like you're a big shot because you know somebody. Or I always tell people this. Just because you can name drop doesn't mean you are that person.
Yeah.
So be careful whose name you drop because you might end up in the same situation as that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's exactly where Mike is now. He's name dropping. He wants to be social media famous. So now he's social media famous.
He's now we're talking about you, Mike, and
We're talking about you,
we're
man.
reminding everyone what you did at the expo and at the Olympia, and rebringing it to life. I'm sure that the same video you tried to get taken down is right back in this limelight again, Mike. So good on you, good business move for you to remind the entire world what you did at the expo and how you pussied out against Tanner. And
100%, man.
okay,
If that's what he wants to do to build his brand, then that's what he wants to do. You know what I mean? And you can't stop him from doing that. But my thing is I built my brand by being genuine and working and keeping my head down and trying to stay out the way. And, you know, these last couple of years with Big Boy first, and then the Wes Watson, now Mike, I'm like, whoa. And guys like, Joey, this isn't what we talked about.
Yeah,
This
slow
is
down.
what your brand is about.
Yeah.
So I had to, you know, check my own self, right? And I had to come back in and align what I want, you know, Joey Stax and the quote army to represent. You know what I mean? And it's definitely not walking around trying to, you know, what you threaten my friend? That's not going to happen again. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen again because at the end of the day, it's all clickbait. It's all fake. It's all fitness industry drama. And I hope that, you know, a good positive comes from this podcast.
Yeah, that's what I want it to be. I want to be a positive spin off this, and that we can reflect on mistakes we make, mistakes I make, mistakes you've made, mistakes Mike's making right now. Maybe he can come to reflection on himself and come and apologize and make a video. Fouad, make a video, apologize for the shit that you say, and then we're all just hash it out and be fine with each other.
Hey, it's easy to act like a badass all the way from Canada. It's easy, but it's hard to be a man and basically admit your wrongs from Canada. You know what I mean? It's easy, yo. You can go in there and talk. I'm big shot this. Next time I see you, keyboard warrior.
Who does that anymore? Like, what? I mean, really?
Yeah, again, man.
It's high school.
What's hard is to suck up your pride and swallow that shit and say, you know what? My guy was wrong. I was wrong for jumping in somebody else's shit. I shouldn't be getting in this. Even if I am trying to back my friend, just like I just said, I was wrong. I shouldn't have got in it. Even though I was trying to do what was right and back my friend, it would have been a dead issue if I would have just let it be some fake ass threat that was never gonna happen. You know what I mean? But Eric, he's a gentle giant. So, you know, I wanted to go over there and be like, you know, the superhero. And now Joey Stax has hung up his cape, and I am no longer a superhero. I am no longer a Stax savage anymore. I'm a new Stax, you know what I mean? New and reformed. I got my morals and my values and my character aligned back up with how it was before I started getting in all this fitness drama. You know what I mean? Just let go and let God, my man. And over this past 7 months, I've really taken a lot of time to reflect from the Olympia and then LA Fit. That's not who I am, man. That's not who I am. And that's not who I want to be. That's who I used to be. Yeah. That's not who I want to be. And especially for my children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I tell my kids have seen some of my videos, and they've seen the video with the knife. And I told them, you know, Dad was defending himself. Dad saw 15 guys, and Dad was going to defend himself. Because I got to come home to my family. You know what I mean? I got to come home to my kids. And that's kind of where I'm at with that, man. And now that it's been over 3 years, I had to let it go, you know, because it was all just social media hype. Nothing happened. No one got hurt. No one punched each other. All we did was F you this, F you that. Come over here. No, you come over here. And then it was ended. We both made a lot of money. You know, I told you I made almost 25 grand off that. You know what I mean? So it was a blessing, man. But at the same time, you look back on that and you reflect on that and you're like, that's not who I am.
It's not worth it.
That's not, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? Because 25 grand for a video to, I wouldn't say diminish your character because you're still the same person as you were, right? But have to take all the backlash that comes with it because you kind of acted out of your character. You know what I mean? So now this last 7 months, I've been reflecting. I got my guide, my radar's on, man. I'm on the straight and narrow, and I'm really using what happened with Mike and what happened with Big Boy to reflect, man. And it's not gonna happen again, man. I'm not gonna let nobody take me out of my character, who I am, and the legacy I've been building for the last decade or over that, for my children to see who their father is and what I've become from, hood to holy. You know what I mean? From, not having God in my life growing up to being this, devoured Christian man that just, puts all my life and gives my life to God. And I do, man. I let go, man. I just work. I tell people, they're like, Joey, why do you still do construction? I say, because that's what God called me to do, man. That's what God wants me to do. Jesus, he was a carpenter. So if I don't feel like I'm right there, right next to God, like, I appreciate you teaching me this trade, Lord. Why am I going to take it for granted? I could build a house. I could build fences, custom decks. I could do all these great things.
It's funded your business. It's funded your brand.
Why am I going to limit myself?
It's done everything for you. Yeah.
And I want people to see that if I can do this, and they share the same carpentry, landscaper, masonry, because people don't realize it's the blue collar people that are buying your merch. It's the blue collar people that are buying your subs.
That's true.
So you better be humble and you better be cool to the people who are showing you love, because all that will be taken from you, man. And that was my main thing. Keep it real, recognize real, keep it humble, give people your time. You're not better than anybody, Joey. And I proved that by having my 2007 Escalade, by having my 96 truck and my 99 truck, because I'm not out here trying to be better than you. I don't want to one-up anybody. I don't want to one-up anybody. I actually want to relate to you. I want you to relate to me. I want you to see that I'm not special, guys. You know what I mean? I did this with hard work and drive and faith in God and, just doing the right thing. When no one's watching, I'm putting 2 nails in the top, 1 nail in the middle, and 2 in the bottom. And nobody's got to watch me do it because God's watching over me. And even if the customer's not standing over mine, I'm making sure every single hole is dug with integrity. Every single hole, every single thing I build is done with integrity. Why? Because God's watching, man. And I want to be right with God, because I tell people there's no peace when there's God's not around. When God's around, man, it's such a great vibe. You feeling it, and you're just so blessed. You're meeting fans, and they're telling you their stories, and that's God. He's all around. You know what I mean? But then here comes the devil with his temptation and his negativity.
Yes, it'll always be there.
You got your free will. And the devil doesn't attack people that he knows he already has in his hands. So when I tell people the devil is coming at me from all sides this past 7 months, Matt, the devil is coming at me from all sides this past 7 months. And he's used Mike Van Wyck. He used Big Boy. He used all these other people to guide me and astray me from what I truly believe. And I see that now. And I recognize it, and it won't happen again, man. It won't happen again, and hopefully me saying all that and admitting all that will give another man enough strength, not saying which man, any man can have enough strength to come out and have the balls to do the same thing. Admit they were wrong. Admit it shouldn't have went down that way. Admit, I admitted I shouldn't have butted in Eric's business. I should have let it go at the hotel and gone on about my expo. The cops wouldn't have been involved. Mike wouldn't have been involved. It wouldn't have been a big old escapade. But maybe it was meant to do that because, some people need to be reprimanded. You know what I mean? Some people need to be reprimanded, and I tell everybody, I do everything for good intention. I do everything for right reason. Now, does everybody take it that way? No. Watching your podcast and reading some of the comments and things, you do everything for good intention. I spoke to you and talked with you, and Mac vouches for you, and I'm sure you being Rich's agent, I love Rich. And anybody that Rich used to know and
He was the
And
nicest guy. Nicest
I
guy.
give them the benefit of the doubt, man, because I know
Yeah.
Rich was not a bad dude.
No.
And I tell people, I give you the benefit of the doubt. Me talking with you, I see you're a genuine person. And
Yeah.
you're just out
Appreciate
here
it.
talking about current events.
This the
That's
same
what you
thing
would
they
call
do.
it. It'd be called a current event. Oh, but
Yeah.
when you're talking about somebody and they're part
Yeah.
of the current event, trust me, I've been part of the current event.
Yeah.
And I don't like everything that's said about me, but I don't sit here and go on a podcast and bitch and whine about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just wake up,
Just leave it. It's fuck.
go to work, go home. And if you speak on my name, I'll probably say something to you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And if I don't, it's probably because you're a nobody.
Mhm.
And I didn't want to give you the exposure. And that was like some of my athletes. I didn't want to go on my YouTube and give them their 15 minutes of fame. I said what I said about them and I let it go. And then now they never got brought back up again because they're nobodies. They're nobodies, And I tell people, like, people that do people like that, they don't deserve to have you speak about them on social media. Because next thing you know, you're opening the door for other people to just go see who this person is. And they might be, just smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, say I send you to go look at somebody, and you might take a different perspective on this person just because you have a good heart, or just because even though Stax already told you, don't trust this person. You still like, I see he's at church, and I see he's got his kids, and I see him posting stuff, so maybe I'll give this guy a shot. The next thing you know, you're the next victim. You know what I mean? So it's better to just keep it real and be open and be a man, And Mike, he talks about being a man and caliber of man, but
Exactly.
I don't see it, brother.
I don't see it.
You know what I mean? Come out, admit what your boy did was wrong, and that will, clear you of all that Eric and Joey Stax drama.
Yeah.
And now you got to come out and say, look, man, I don't know MacTrucc and I don't know Matt, and I shouldn't have spoken on what they said. I should let Fouad just stick up for his wife and himself. You know what I mean? Not money. I shouldn't have gone in there and put my 2 cents in, because now you're going to get my 2 cents back. You're going to get Matt's 2 cents back. You're going to get Mac's 2 cents back. And you just opened up a can of worms, man. You know what I mean? And that's really where I'm at, because I'm staying out the way. I don't want to open up a can of worms with anybody new or anything, so I'm staying away from expos. I'm staying away from things. And I really hope that, I know Mike's going to watch it hands down. I know he will. But I just know that it takes a lot for a man to swallow his pride and do the right thing.
Yeah.
Because I've been that man. And once you do it one time, you'll see it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Swallow your pride, man. I was wrong. Just like you said, maybe you should have said some stuff about this. Maybe you should have said some stuff about that. You acknowledged it.
I acknowledge it.
You reprimanded yourself now. And now you're trying to keep it off the podcast. Let's not talk about that. We'll move forward from that. And it's right. That's the right thing to do, man. And again, I hope they do the right thing, man. Because talking about MacTrucc, saying that he
calling him out and shit.
All this stuff, man. It's just fabricated lies, If you got to do that to get views, then I feel sorry for you, man. I feel sorry for you. And fake views like that, because we all know that you're going to go buy views to put up there to make it look like more people watched it. So what does that say about your integrity?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it doesn't matter if I'm watching. I mean, I guess Fouad, he's probably not a Christian, so he doesn't, But my thing is God still watching, man? Allah's still watching. Whatever, you know what I mean? And you will have to answer for lies, and you will have to answer, and it may not be at the day on judgment. It may be 6 months down the road. Someone calls you out on a podcast or something. It may be, so what happened with that one thing? I won't talk about that. Well, why not? Because I made a fool of myself or whatever. You know what I mean? The best thing to do is be a man, stand up for what's right. And with Fouad, Sam Sulek, he needs to do a public apology, man. Sam, I shouldn't have treated you that way. Hostile's going to work on how we treat our athletes. And I'm hoping that, you know, in the future, we can get more athletes and show y'all, you know, that we can do better. We can do better. You know what I mean? Anybody can do better. You got to acknowledge it and then grow from it.
Yeah, if I can see Fouad come out and say, you know what, I'm going to remove that clause that limits my athletes from going on a weekly podcast. I want to give them as much exposure as possible. Just do it, Fouad, and then it's cool. You're going to look way better. You're going to look a bigger man doing that.
And I want to know who came up with that athlete contract, because they should be fired.
Yeah,
they should be fired. Talk about putting a border on your growth. Talk about putting a cap on the sky's the limit. No. You stay right here on this. Don't go to the sky. We don't want to go to the sky.
It baffles my mind. But we're gonna wrap it up. It's almost 2 hours, so we're going into this one a long one. But we had a lot to say, and I'm glad you got to get all that out, Joey, and show people who you are and how, the things you're doing now, and with God and your family and kids and your business and the hardworking man.
I was always doing that.
You're always doing it, but people need to see that. We need to be reminded. Yeah.
You recognize it. That's what men do, man. You recognize your wrongs, you admit them, you move forward, and that's what needs to happen, man. And even Eric took the video down, you know, because he recognized it, and you know, he did some stuff. And my thing is keep it positive, man. Come in, keep it positive, and even if you get 12,000 views, even if you get 20,000 views, if you get 20 million views, just keep it positive.
Yeah,
keep it positive.
That's what I wanted.
Positive for the sake of fitness.
Yes.
For the sake of the fans, let's keep it positive, man.
Let's keep it positive. We're going to end it on a positive note. And Joey, man, I really appreciate you coming on. Definitely want to have you on again, brother, man. This was fun. Do it again. We can talk about other shit. So let's do it. And happy 4th of July. And, enjoy your time, okay?
I appreciate you, Matt. And, man, we need to do another show. We'll talk about Rich. We'll talk about some other stuff, my man.
100%.
You take care, brother.
You too, brother.
All right.
Peace.
Later.